Okay, grade 1. So for math today, we have 2 worksheets, okay? You can choose which one you want to do. If you don't want to do both of them, I'd love to see you do both of them. If you only want to do one, that's fine. But today we are going to be talking about 3D shapes. We're going to be talking about rolling, stacking, and sliding. So let's just go over this very quickly. What does it mean if a shape can roll? What does it mean if a shape can roll? It means that it has a round edge. So if you put it down, does it have a round edge? Could you push it and have it roll around? Can it roll? So on this sheet, the first thing it asks is roll. Can it roll? Which ones of these shapes have round edges? The next one we're going to talk about is stacking. Now stacking is a little bit tricky because stacking requires you to have a flat face on the top and on the bottom of a shape. It means that I could put a shape, let's say I'm talking about my rectangular prism, it means I could have a shape underneath it and a shape on top of it. I need to have 2 flat faces on the top and the bottom in order for my shape to stack. So something like a pyramid, it has lots of flat faces all around it. It has a flat face on the bottom, has flat faces going up the sides, but it doesn't have a flat face on the top. So there's no way that I could get another shape to stack on top of it. It just wouldn't work. It doesn't have a flat face on the top and the bottom. So when they're asking what shapes stack, they're asking what shapes have a flat face on the bottom and a flat face on the top. The next one is slide. So when they're asking what shapes can slide, they want to know which shapes have a flat face. If it has a flat face, like this, for example, it can slide on a surface. It will slide. If it only needs one flat face. So a pyramid like this, a square pyramid, even though I can't put anything on top of it, it won't stack. It can slide because it has a flat bottom, has a flat face on the bottom. So let's look at the worksheets on the next slide. You will see here, this is the first one. It says color the shapes that ... So let's open it. So the first one says color the shapes that roll. So I want you to look at all of these shapes and see which one of these have a rounded edge, which one of these have a rounded face, could they roll? The next one is color the shapes that stack. So color the shapes that have a flat face on the bottom and a flat face on the top. And you could stack things underneath and below it. The last one is to color the shapes that slide, which means they have one flat face somewhere on them. They only need one flat face. So color the shapes that slide is the last one. So color the shapes that roll, stack, and slide. And then you will see underneath here, if you click on here, it will give you a link to the answers. So once you've completed it, you can check your work. The next one is basically the same sort of idea. If you click it, you can get to the worksheet that you can print off if you'd like. Circle each shape that rolls, stacks, or slides. So let's talk about the cylinder first. Does a cylinder roll? If it rolls, if it has a rounded face, you can circle roll. Does it stack? If it does stack, you circle stack. Does it slide? If it does, you circle slide. You can circle one of them, you can circle 2 of them, or you can circle 3 of them. It depends on what the shape is. Some of them can only roll, some of them can only slide. It all just depends on what the shape is. And then at the bottom, we want to know how you found the worksheet. Was it easy? Was it just right? Was it hard? That's kind of just for yourself to see how you feel about it. And then again, when you're done, you can click here and you can see a link to the answers so that you can check your work. So if you do not want to print this off, you have a couple options. You can either draw the shapes that roll. So if a cube rolls, you can draw a cube. If a cylinder rolls, you can draw a cylinder, etc. Or you can just go through it. You don't have to print it off and circle it. If you just open it up like this, this is again, if you don't have a printer, because you do not have to print these things off. Let's say roll. I could just look at it and say, okay, a cube, does a cube have any round faces? I don't see any round faces on it, so a cube does not roll. You don't have to print it off. You can just review it verbally, talking about it out loud. That's okay too. And then again, always check your work after to make sure that you're doing it right. I'd love to see you do both of them, but if you're really, really comfortable with your 3D shapes and you think, I got this, I know rolling, I know stacking, I know sliding, I'm a professional, then that's fine. You can just do one of them, but you have to do at least one. And remember to check your work.